Good afternoon. In this lesson, we're going to look at the debtors collection schedule. I am working in your New Era Accounting Grade 11 book on page 400, where the information is. So when we look at the debtors collection, we're trying to calculate what are we going to collect from the debtors every month. And they will give you the information of how it is collected percentage-wise. So when we look on page 400, this is the page I am on, and that's where your information is. The very first thing we need to know is what is the total sales per month. So this is what I'm going to write in. The total sales for November is 245,000. For December, 390,000. For January, 280,000. For February, 210,000. And for March, 175,000. We are trying to find out what's the amount we will receive from debtors in January, February and March. So we're going to look to see what we're going to receive from them in those 3 months. Now remember, a debtor is a person, a customer who buys from the company on credit. So they don't buy cash. A debtor is just credit sales. So we need to find out what is the credit amount per month. And the instructions here is saying 40% of the sales consist of credit sales. So here I'm going to calculate 40% of the total sales. So the 40% of the total sales in November is 98,000. And then in December is 156,000. That is now 40% of this total sale amount. And then 112,000. 84,000 and 70,000. That's our credit sales. We are not going to deal with the cash sales in the debtors collection schedule. We're only working with the credit sales. And now we've got to look at what the information is further. Here in this orange block, the information is that debtors settle their accounts as follows. 50% pay within the transaction month, less 5% discount. So in the transaction month, it's going to be 50% of 112,000 and then minus your 5%. It's going to be 50% of 84,000 and minus the 5%. And 50% of the 70,000, the answer, minus 5%. This is what I'm going to have to calculate for January, February and March for the 50% of the month that the sale took place in. The next information is saying, the next bit is saying 30% pay in the month following the transaction month. Let's take another color. 30% will pay in the month following the transaction. So in January, we will have 30% of 156,000. Of course, 30% will pay in the month following the transaction. And here in February, where we will have 30% that will pay in the month following the transaction. And then 30% that will pay in the month following the transaction. The next bit of information in this specific example is 18% paid 2 months following the transaction month. So Here is the transaction month. 1, 2 months is 18% that will pay in the month following. 18% that will pay in the month following. And 18% that will pay in the month following. So can you see how we calculate that? I like to do it like this because it makes more sense to work like that. But there's different formats, and if you look in your textbook, you will see on page 400 and page 401, there are 2 different formats, different ways that you can do it. Bottom line is you need to know what are the amounts to be calculated for January, February, and March to know exactly what at the end of that month we can expect to collect from our debtors. So that's the first step in working out your debtors collection schedule. Just stick to the pattern, and I'm sure you're going to be able to do this very quickly. Let me just circle this again. This is in the month, in the month, in the month, according to our information. This is the previous month, the previous month, the previous month, or the month following the sale. The month following the sale. Then our green one is 2 months after the sale. So here we go back to 2 months after the sale. Can you see how it works? Now we have to just work out what are the actual amounts. So what are the amounts that we will have, that we will expect to receive in January? So what we do now is now we calculate the 50% of the 112, answer minus 5%, the 30% of the 156,000, and the 18% of the 98,000. I'm going to go down here for you to see what I am doing, and this is what we want to see at the end of the day. We want to see the 50% of 112,000, which is the 53,200. No. Is that the one? Can't be the one. It is, sorry guys, where's my, okay, sorry guys, I have lost it here for a second. Okay, so it is the 50% of 112,000. I'm just getting my calculator. So we have 112,000 times 50%, which is the 56,000. But remember, we have to deduct from that 5%, which then gives me the answer of 53,200. That is the amount we are expecting to get in January based on the December sales, based on the information given to us. We're doing the same with this 50% of 84,000. That would be 42,000. But remember, minus the 5%, which is 42,000 minus the 5%, which gives me the 39,900. Then we have the 50% of 70,000, which is 35,000, minus the 5% that they say they get discount for, and that gives me the answer of 33,250. 33,250. So these are the answers to that first calculation there. Now we're going to do the 30% on the month following the sale. So we take 156,000 times 30% and we get 46,800. 46,800, and then the 112,000 times the 30%, which is 33,600. And then we've got the 30% of the 84,000, which gives you 25,200. And now we are left with the last one, that's 18%. 98,000 times 18%, 17640. And then for February, it is 28,080. And then we have 20,160. And guys, that is how we calculate the debtors collection schedule. So we are now going to add that, which is 0, 4, 16, 17, 11. 117640. Yes, and then 101,580. And then the last one, adding it all up, is 78610. And what does this mean now? We have now calculated what we are expecting to get from the debtors. So in January, we expect 117,640. In February, 101,580. And in March, 78,610. And we are going to use these numbers, these amounts, in our cash budget, where we say what we expect to get cash from the debtors. What's those amounts that we expect? And this will then be in our cash budget, which we will get to later. This was just to show you how we deal with the debtors collection schedule. Now guys, we don't need you to show all of this to us at all times. You can put this on the side here. You can calculate it wherever you want to. What we really need is this. This is what we need. We need to see these answers. But your calculations can be in the column next to the month. It can be below the month. It can be wherever you want to put it. But this is what you are going to get marks for. So this is the very important bit of this debtors collection, is that we need to see these. Right, I hope you understand debtors collection.